Good morning.
Morning.
What lovely chore are you doing today?
I just put a new hook on the front of the coop.
Oh, so you can move it a little easier.
Yeah, I just had a rope there before. I
Yeah.
was surprised it lasted that long, actually.
Yeah, it did actually last a really long time.
So I put a hook on there, and I had it up on its side, so I figured I would get the all the caked on chicken
Crap.
crap, and they're not happy about it.
Well, it's too bad for them, isn't it? Well, today is my only day that I have where I'm actually going to be home all day, so that I can watch a boiling pot, because I'm going to make spaghetti sauce. I'm going to can it, and last week was the first week back to school, so if some of you don't know, I am a school bus driver. So it's been really busy last week, and obviously I couldn't make any spaghetti sauce then because I'm gone for most of the day. But yeah, today's Sunday. Tomorrow I go back to work. I'm gonna try to get some sauce canned. I have a ton of tomatoes in the fridge already that I want to use up before they go bad, and I've got some tomatoes out here, and I'm gonna add some other stuff to the sauce, but for now, we are starting with tomatoes. So I'm a huge fan of these peppers, and I'm gonna add these into the sauce. They're kind of a sweet pepper, but they do have a bit of a kick. I think they're serranos. Somebody gave me a couple of these plants. I should ask them what they are. So I'm not sure. I've never tried these before, and I really like these. These are delicious. So another thing is that the bigger that they are, the kind of spicier they are, so I let them take a little bit longer than what they probably should. These guys are super hot. So no great spaghetti sauce is complete without some fresh bell peppers. I do have some in the fridge, but I know I do have some out here that need to be picked. And these smell and look gorgeous. And some banana peppers I'm going to put in the sauce as well. These are delicious. They are like the other peppers I showed you. They are sweet, but they do have a bit of a kick. But I usually put them in like sliced like jalapenos, but I think for the sake of texture, I'm gonna scrape the seeds out and stuff and just kind of put the outside in the sauce. Love it spicy, but if you're not a fan of spice, don't put things like this in your spaghetti sauce. I'm gonna pick a jalapeno too. So next I'm looking for a couple carrots, because what I'm gonna do is, in order for the spaghetti sauce to be canned, I gotta put some lemon juice in it, which is gonna give it a really lemony taste. And so if you put some carrots into your spaghetti sauce, I know it sounds weird, but if you do that, it actually kind of counteracts the lemon taste, and it gives more veg in your lemon sauce or in your spaghetti sauce. I'm a huge fan of just sauces and stuff that's just full of like really good food. And I love carrots. They're just little, but they'll work. I don't know, I didn't have that much of a successful year in carrots. That's a good one. So these little ones are okay to use. They still taste like carrot. That's a very little one though. Whew, that's a good one. I really thought that it would be like a really excellent year for carrots, because for once in my life when I've been growing carrots, I kept the soil like really loose and fluffy, which is what carrots love. And in the previous years, anytime I've grown carrots, they've come out like all deformed. I mean, still edible, but not the happiest looking things in the world, because my soil's always been tough. Anyways, this doesn't matter, because I had some beautiful soil for these to grow in and they weren't really happy. There's probably not the greatest spot in the garden. Okay, I'm gonna take those. I don't want to put like a ton of carrots in, but aren't those pretty? I do have lots more carrots, so I'm not too worried about it. Last but not least, we're going to need some herbs. So I'm going to get some basil. And I have some oregano. Okay. The rest of the stuff that I need, I already have in the house. But this is what I got. How you making out? So my next step is I've got some tomatoes in the water soaking. I've got my carrots and stuff cleaned up. I just went through the tomatoes in the fridge. Sadly, these tomatoes waited a little too long. They're a bit squishy, but the chickens can have those. Same with those ones there. Yeah, that's because I didn't get around to it, but still have lots of tomatoes. So next step is that I'm going to cut up these tomatoes. So I'm gonna clarify this before people start panicking. Some people peel their tomatoes and some people don't. I am one of those people that does not peel tomatoes because any sauces that I make with tomatoes, I like the extra like texture and chunkiness and flavor, so don't start freaking out because I didn't peel the tomatoes. I'm not. You can. If you want to peel the tomatoes, what you do is you blanch them for like 30 seconds and then you put them into ice water and then the skin comes off. I don't really see a benefit or a difference to it, but personal preference. So I am not peeling these tomatoes, so everybody calm down. So I am, however, going to cut out any imperfections like that. I mean, I don't think it's bad for you, but I don't personally like it, so yes, I'm keeping the skin on, but anything that looks questionable, I am cutting out. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these tomatoes up and put them in my pot. I have 2 pots here in case I run out of room. And I'm going to start boiling them down and making like a paste. And then while that's doing that, I'm going to do everything else, but kind of the first step that you want to do is get the tomatoes boiling because you want them to thicken up, and that's what takes the longest. I've got one day to figure this out. I'm kidding. You know when it's hard to find the time to do all the things that you need to get done. And even though I've had time other days, I haven't had quite long enough to do it, because when you can, and I feel like anything with tomatoes, it's a whole day job, really. It's not something you can, like, you know, do in the morning and then you know, it's done. Now, it's not that you're like slaving over the stove all day, but it's just something you have to watch. I mean, you wouldn't want to like leave the house, like, you know, go to the grocery store or something with a pot simmering. You know, and I wouldn't anyways, because my cats are assholes. I already caught my cat stealing a pepper when I went outside to put the tomatoes in the chicken pen that I weren't using, so that's what I have to deal with. I got 2 pots here that are boiling down, and the reason I use 2 pots is because I don't have like one big pot. Also you want to boil it down to get as much of like the water out of the tomatoes. So I've also added like salt and pepper, your standard. I've added some garlic powder. I'm gonna add some sugar, and I have also added lemon juice. So the reason that I've added lemon juice is because tomatoes are kind of that borderline of what is an acceptable level of acidity for canning. So, and also a lot of my tomatoes from the garden were yellow, and so yellow tomatoes are actually low acidity, red tomatoes are kind of medium acidity, and purple is really high. So just based on my estimation that a lot of these tomatoes were yellow and they probably don't have enough acid in them to can safely, I'm going to add some lemon juice. So like I said earlier, to kind of contradict the lemon taste, carrots is a really good option for that. So I'm going to add carrots here. And I also added some onions, and I added some oregano and some basil in this. So I wish you guys had smell-o-vision because it smells really good. So just to show you guys, these pots were full, so I've already boiled down half. So you do this to get the thickness of the sauce, or else it's going to be really watery. So I just cut up some of my carrots. I love these rainbow carrots. So I'm going to put half in one pot and half in the other pot. So now I'm going to add 2 peppers, 2 green bell peppers to each pot. I don't want to overdo it, but that's what we're going to add next. Okay, so now I've got everything chopped up, and I'm just going to leave it to simmer for a few hours so it thickens up really nice. Got lots of good stuff in there. It smells delicious. Well, I'm going to leave these 2 pots to simmer. It is getting really hot in the kitchen. I'm gonna go outside and cut some phlox. And if you don't know what phlox is, I'm just about to show you. So here we go. So we have this basically huge area of phlox. I don't know if it's just a natural thing that happened, or if one of the previous owners maybe had a garden back here, but phlox likes to spread. And, so, I don't know what phlox is. This is phlox. It smells really nice. It's really perfumey. Another fun fact about them is that, and I didn't know this, they actually are pretty safe to be around cats and dogs to get into stuff. So I have a lot of cats and a dog, and the reason that, as much as I would love to have cut flowers in the house, I can't, because the cats will chew them, whatever, and most cut flowers are toxic. Well, these are not toxic. I mean, I'm sure they're toxic in like a really high amount, but I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna set up some vases and see if the cats want to get into them. They're pretty perfumey, so I don't think they will. So we'll see, we'll try it. These are really beautiful. I want to cut these before the frost comes. I'm gonna put these in some mason jars. We'll see if the cats want to get into them. These are so pretty. I wish you could smell this. And they look so pretty too. So I'm gonna give this a quick stir because I've been outside for a few minutes. Okay, now I'm gonna make a little arrangements. These probably won't last that long, but they still smell nice and they are pretty. Remove the leaves. Nova, get out of there. At the bottom. Whew. Made a little bit of a mess, but that's okay. There we go. I can set these up. So I put 2 on the table and I put 1 vase out here on the porch, which by the way I wanted to show you because we have been busy. And so we got this porch insulated. It says, you know, we've got the hot tub over here and we insulated over here, but we also have a fully insulated porch. So it'll be a little easier for the hot tub to get throughout the winter. So I will kind of take you around here and show you what we got. Now we haven't done the walls yet because it'll be a couple of years because we haven't really decided what we want to do for a wall covering. And also we're unsure because it's going to be like a damp space because of the hot tub.
deck is complete in 1 hour. Does that look kind of okay with a little bit of overhang each time?
Yeah. So I got some flowers there on the table. This is a really cool space. And there's a deck that Dave's been working on right here. So, and this is kind of nice because it kind of gives me a spot to come out to the bus when it's like pitch dark outside and you don't have to walk in the darkness to try and find the bus. So it's kind of a nice spot. Got an old beer cooler here that I've actually never used. We hung the curtains up to cover the pink insulation, just for now. Yeah, this is a pretty neat hangout spot. And there's the hot tub. So I've got these in cans. I'm going to take a little break here, let them kind of come back to room temperature, and then I will actually can them. But it looks pretty good. I didn't show you the process because it's really hard to film and pour these gently into these jars. But it smells good and it looks great.